Hey, g'day everyone, this is Aussie Stig. This week we visit CRUDEN'S HQ in Amsterdam. EDWIN de Vries, the Senior Vehicle Dynamics Engineer at CRUDEN, kindly invited us along to check out their amazing 640 HexaPod simulator. CRUDEN supplies Formula 1 teams and other major racing categories with simulators. They even had a special one-off order where they mounted a Porsche 911 GT3 directly to their simulator together with onboard projection. They have an interchangeable driver cell, two types. You have a recessed one, like the one I'm driving today, and also a platform which is mounted flush with the top of the actuators. Aside from the automotive industry, some of the other projects CRUDEN'S involved with are the maritime industry with military applications, as per the fast boat you see here, and the cool-looking motorbike simulator with a complete motorbike mounted to one of their HexaPod platforms. Probably one of the most important specs is the latency for the simulator. In this case, the latency is rated at 18 milliseconds. Together with their Pantera software and motion queuing, the response time is almost instant. And with a 640mm stroke on their 640-based simulator, you have a wide range of movement in 6 degrees of field. A clear demonstration of the range of movement is probably best seen at ROUGE Spa, and going through the compression there you can see the full range of travel from a maximum of 640 down to 0 and then back again. Pretty impressive stuff, and it feels extremely real when you're sitting in the driver's seat. So let's jump in the cockpit and go and do a lap of Zandvoort's 2020 Grand Prix layout. Now, I have driven the real circuit a few times. The most recent one was a couple of years ago in the McLaren 540C. But now we're going to get to sample the bank curves of the new layout and see how the 640 handles it. Yeah, enjoyed the lap, and I'll be back with another lap at Spa, and we'll have a chat about what I thought of the 640 and the amazing bit of engineering it actually is. So after that impressive ride around Zandvoort, we're going to get back in the cockpit and do a lap around Spa, and while we do that, we'll have a chat about what I thought of CRUDEN'S 640 HexaPod. A lot of people think it's a bit of a gimmick, the way it moves, or the way it looks to move, but actually sitting in it and having driven real race cars before, there's almost no difference. A one-to-one experience, and of course that's what CRUDEN'S aiming for. They do an absolute professional job at the top level, as you would for professional racing teams such as Honda or F1 teams or Dallara teams in Italy, where you see the tubs mounted to their simulators. What I also thought about the 640 was just the sheer power that's underneath you. The worm gear driven actuators are so supple and so smooth and give you such range of movement and instant feedback from your inputs. I don't think there's any other simulator that I've ever driven that has that feeling of one-to-one with a real car. Obviously you can't simulate a real car completely, but this comes extremely close. Edwin told us the simulator requires a handful of PCs to run it. In the cockpit itself, you can run the whole system from the cockpit, so you don't actually need an operator standing by. You can run the system from the large touchscreen that's in the central console on the cockpit. That sense of power and that sense of weight from the simulator, the weight being moved around, felt exactly like a real car moving around on its suspension, which was super immersive and super realistic and, yeah, almost uncanny valley if you want to call it that. Also, another cool feature of the CRUDEN'S 640 HexaPod is the integrated side and rear vision mirrors. They're driven by separate computers, so they're getting a direct video feed from the Pantera software, and you get real-time rear view mirrors at your disposal. Not many simulators that I've seen employed this sort of tech properly. Can't speak more highly of the professionalism of Edwin de Vries and the way he hosted us on our visit. We got to see a lot of their operation from the workshop side and the demonstration side. To experience the power and the level of engineering that's gone into creating these hexapods, which are supposed to mimic real life, and they really do. And the motion cueing worked perfectly. Just a fantastic experience overall. A big thanks to Edwin de Vries and the team at CRUDEN. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it. If you did like it, please do hit the like and subscribe buttons. Feel free to leave a comment and stay tuned for more to come from Aussie Stig.